Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now.
The day after Meet the Grams dropped, the certified boogeyman himself released Not Like Us, which is the final nail in the coffin for everybody at OVO, because Kendrick's calling them out for being the worst thing a person could ever be, a pedophile. Let's first start off with Drake. I hear you like him young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. Any bitch that talked to him and they in love, just make sure that you hide your little sister from her. In 2017, it's been known that Drake and the Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown were close friends, and at the time, Millie was only 13 years old, and she held high regards for Drake in an Instagram post calling him fantastic and a good friend. The bond between these two clearly raises some eyebrows due to the obvious fact that this 31-year-old guy is hanging around texting a 13-year-old girl. But Drake would even text her shit about boys and also, I miss you so much. From the looks of it, these two probably don't have anything weird going on besides Drake maybe wanting to roleplay as a teenage girl spreading some hot goss. But for some reason, the weird shit with Drake and younger women doesn't stop here. I feel like not many people know about this, but in 2018, it was revealed that Drake was dating a model named Bella Harris, and at that time, she was 18. But what's really fucking strange is that Bella posted a photo of her and Drake with the caption, "Too good," heart emoji, and that was in 2016. Bella was 16 at that time. I don't know if Drake was grooming her until she was 18 or he was already up to some weird shit with her as a teenager, but what the fuck is up with the aura in this picture, man? It's so strange. He even rented out an entire restaurant for them to have their hopefully first date. It's so strange seeing the lengths that Drake will go to have a date with a brand new adult. Drake, if you're listening, it doesn't end here for you, you sick fuck. Up until this point, I've speculated relations with Millie and relations with Bella when she was 16, but fucking proof that Drake victimizes younger women exists. A video has resurfaced of Drake bringing up a fan on stage, acknowledging that she's only 17, and then proceeding to kiss her on the mouth in front of an entire audience. Now, I do want to note that this girl did come forward and state that she didn't think anything of it and that she didn't care that it happened. But it's all about the principle. If Drake was comfortable doing that shit on stage to hundreds of people, just think about what he does in private. Oh yeah, it also doesn't end there. Another girl that Drake had been known to be in contact with was Hailey Baldwin, who's now Hailey Bieber. In 2011, Hailey Bieber, who was 14 at the time, and Drake were known to be good friends. But in 2016, Drake started dating her, and people started to speculate that he in fact could have groomed her because he waited until she was legal. When Hailey was 16, she attended Kylie Jenner's Sweet 16 party, and the performer of that party was Drake. Now about Kylie. At this party, Drake kissed Kylie on the cheek in front of everyone, including her boyfriend at the time, Jaden Smith. And what did Drake end up doing with Kylie 5 years later? She became Drake's side piece. Alright, I know that's weird for me to say, but I'm not the one who thought about saying that. Drake had once again took advantage of a girl that he's known since she was a teen. In the 20 Hoes remix by Future with Young Thug and Drake raps, "Real shit, Kylie Jenner, that's a side piece." Drake's association with minors ends here. Right after this fucking bombshell, Cydney Christine, or Cece, is a model and musical producer who is known for creating the beat for Drake's 2019 track Money in the Grave. In a Complex interview, she spoke about how easy her upbringing was because of how the only artist she's ever had to reach out to was Drake. This was because of the fact that Drake had been following her on Instagram since she was 16. And this is alright, but it's still weird for a 27-year-old to be following a teenager. In 2023, Cece hopped on an interview for the No Jumper podcast in which she revealed that she was followed on Instagram by Drake due to the fact that Drake was a fan of one of her teammates, which is really fucking weird because Cece's teammate was also a 16-year-old girl playing high school basketball. And Cece told her friend, "Oh shit, bitch, you got Drake to follow me? Like, what the hell? That's so crazy." And from then on, she decided that she had to meet Drake. But why the fuck was Drake hanging around little girls' high school basketball games? What business does he have there? Drake hasn't done anything romantic with Cece, but who knows how many other of these games he's went to. Okay, now back to Not Like Us. Kendrick goes on to call out other members of OVO that could or have done pedophilic acts. After the Drake "I hear you like him young" part, Kendrick goes on to rap, "You tell me Chubb's the only one to get your hand-me-downs, and party at the party playing with his nose now, and Baka got a weird case, why is he around?" Chubbs is a member of OVO, and fans often regard him as a leech that sits around and smokes pot. Kendrick is implying that Chubbs probably receives hand-me-downs from Drake, whether it be jewelry or clothing, or even younger family members of women that Drake sleeps with, but that interpretation is a bit of a reach. But this line could also mean that Drake has a stronger relationship with his leech of a friend Chubbs rather than his own family and son. And for the bit about party at the party playing with his nose, this could be a reference to one of the OVO goons, Party Next Door, which has been speculated to have a drug abuse problem. It's been noted that PND had been arrested in 2017 for attempting to cross the US to Canada border while being in possession of Xanax and oxycodone. And this supports the fact that PND is also struggling with a coke cocaine problem because that motherfucker was playing with his nose. Now, in regards to Baca, he's got a weird case. Why is he around? Well, that case goes back to 2014 when Baca Not Nice, age 34 at the time, was arrested and charged for assault. He forced a 22-year-old woman into having sex with him for money, but later in court, she refused to testify against him. I'm assuming this was because she was his former lover, but this helped Baca evade a human trafficking charge, but he was still charged for assault. To wrap up Drake and OVO's disrespectful nature towards younger women, Kendrick ended the first verse with one of the most memorable bars in diss track history, letting us wonder once again why Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 dop, fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to stack a chord and it's probably A minor. Kendrick ain't hanging around with the weirdos that prey on younger women. OVO is known for that shit, and with the pedophilia being more prominent with the leader of the group himself, Drake, Kendrick lets Drake and his team know they not like us. In verse 2, Kendrick calls out Drake for inappropriately using Tupac's voice on tailor-made freestyle, letting Drake know that if he ever comes back to the Bay Area, fans will be pissed at him for the bullshit that he pulled. Kendrick talks some more shit about OVO, but towards the end of the verse, he drops another memorable bar. Devil is a lie, he a 69 god. Freaky ass players need to stay their ass inside. But in verse 3, Kendrick mentions the fact that Drake said, always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed, by replying about how Drake doubled down on the fact that there are still slaves. The outro of Not Like Us features Kendrick rapping, he a fan, repeatedly, which is an acronym for freaky ass neighbor, and the fact that Drake isn't a 6 god, he's a 69 god. This is because of all the heinous acts Drake commits with younger women. But Kendrick also lets the people know that these girls should, hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 hey. Fat Albert. He was voiced by Bill Cosby. Kendrick closes out Not Like Us by letting Drake know that he's an OV ho, and that the Step This Way bar could be Kendrick mocking the Tootsie Slide. Also, it's noted that the cover of Not Like Us resembles a sex offender map, with Drake's mansion as the area and these icons representing OVO members. Now, before the final track, Metro Boomin popped out of nowhere and decided to let Drake know that his hoe ass ain't done making drums. Metro dropped BBL Drizzy, which is a beat with an incentive attached for anyone that wants to hop on it. Whoever makes the best track using the BBL Drizzy beat will win a free beat and 10k from Metro. But as soon as Metro decided that he wanted to join during the heat of the battle, he faced the fate that Drake also faced when K-Dot and his team were digging for dirt. People started looking at Metro Boomin's strange older tweets, which birthed the name Metro Groomin. Now, I don't know what the fuck Metro was up to back then. Apparently him and Drake have a lot more in common, but we can ignore Metro from now. I don't feel like explaining all that. It is finally time for the final track, The Heart Part 6. But before I dissect it, here's a tweet that perfectly captures the essence of this entire diss. First off, the song named The Heart Part 6 is Drake's response towards Kendrick mocking Drake's timestamp series by imitating Kendrick's The Heart series because Kendrick copied Drake's timestamp series first, so Drake had to respond with his own parody of Kendrick's The Heart series. It's fucking confusing, but Kendrick did the funny joke first and Drake tried to say it louder, but he ended up having a voice crack. Also, fuck you, Drake, for always copying people. But Drake starts off the diss with addressing the 11-year-old daughter rumors by stating that him and OVO made a fake daughter up so Kendrick would take the bait and look like a fool. This honestly seems like made up damage control due to Drake's past with having hidden children, but Drake raps, we plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or destination, but you so thirsty you're not concerned with the investigation. Motherfucker, you're not concerned with the investigation. Drake went on to let everybody know that he completely misunderstood the message of Mother I Sober on Mr. Morale. Drake raps, Mother I, wait a second. That's the one record where you say you got molested. Ah, fuck me. I just made the whole connection. It's about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection. So neglected. That's why these pedophile raps is shit you so obsessed with. It's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive. The whole message of Mother I Sober was Kendrick talking about how he wasn't molested by his cousin, but no one believed him. This was proved on the bar. Family ties, they accused my cousin. Did he touch you, Kendrick? Never lied, but no one believed me when I said he didn't. Drake goes on to diss Kendrick's fiance Whitney, judging up once again that Kendrick's children aren't his and that the father is Dave Free. Drake's proof for this is so funny because you can tell that he isn't concerned with the investigation. Drake raps, what about them bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and I'm Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of a child. First off, why would Whitney even respond to these allegations? It's known that her and Kendrick lead a very private life, and for the bar regarding Whitney following Dave Free and not Kendrick, this could just be Drake grasping grasping at straws. Sure, it is strange that Kendrick isn't followed on Instagram by his fiance, but I don't think it's that deep. Drake is known to act like a valley girl on Instagram by randomly unfollowing people he doesn't like, and he probably thinks that every other person does the same too. Kendrick doesn't have a social media presence, and Whitney lacks one too. The only time she was truly active was during the drop of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and that whole album was about family, so it makes sense that her Instagram is filled with pictures of her and Kendrick. If Whitney truly cared about her social media and who she follows, then wouldn't she definitely delete the post with her and Kendrick? If something did come between them, wouldn't we know this, and wouldn't she maybe private her account? Probably not, because her and Kendrick aren't as chronically online as Drake is. But a good point that Drake brought up is that Kendrick hasn't really been around for his kids recently due to the fact that he's been in New York for a while, and we know this is true thanks to Kendrick's burner account, Jojo Ruski. But then again, Kendrick just posts silly shit that he's up to, and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know his every move, but we know Drake's every move because he's always fucking posting about what he's up to. He's for some reason been streaming recently, and he's also randomly just showing up in Aiden Ross's chat. What the fuck? But now it's time for Drake to address all of the pedophilia accusations. Drake raps,
"Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was a shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit."
Drake really fucking said that he knew that Kendrick was gonna bring up the fact that he is most likely a predator. It's pretty fucking weird that he didn't deny any of the allegations, and he didn't even say if it was true either. He gave us the most empty response ever. So you know how Drake claimed that Whitney isn't addressing the allegations? Motherfucker, you did not deny about being a pedophile. You just said you expected Kendrick to bring this up, and that doesn't help your case, bro. Now for the final diss on the Heart Part 6. Drake's final diss would imply a sexual connotation towards Whitney by letting her know that she could hit up Drake if she needs a favor, and that Drake said, "I'll hit you back when it's a lot safer." You remember how Drake claimed that Kendrick hit Whitney? Those are some pretty clever play on words. But the outro to this song is not fucking clever at all. Just listen to this beautiful rendition I made of it, because I'm afraid that Drake would fucking pummel me into the ground with a copyright claim. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This shit was some good exercise. It's good to get out, you know, get the pen working. You'd be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator. And if you weren't lying to every single blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got the shit burnt the fuck out though, like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist, and then you go and... You get the point. Drake really dropped the corniest outro of his entire career. This concludes the main arc of Drake versus Kendrick, but just like that, the downfall of Drake has began. After the beginning of May, things were quiet on Kendrick and Drake's side, but Drake just had to mention the drama again. On May 24th, Sexy Red dropped her new album in Sexy We Trust, and I guess she got blessed with a Drake feature. I'm sure that she's joking in this reply, but I bet Drake was fucking pissed when he saw this. Drake hopped on the track You My Everything, and the song featured a beat switch to none other than Metro Boomin's BBL Drizzy. Drake really the type of guy to hop on a diss beat towards himself so he can act like he won. This whole song is about him being all freaky with Sexy Red, and the only mention of the drama was this bar.
"I had some smoke in the city, I wanted to see you, but baby, I couldn't just dip."
This is a reference to the entire Kendrick and Drake situation, or it could be a reference to the shooting that took place at Drake's residence earlier in May, which was supposedly conducted by members of XO, but that's just speculation. I think The Weeknd is too friendly to do any of that. But after the Sexy Red track, Spanish singer Camila Cabello announced that she would have Drake on her album C, XOXO. In an interview with iHeartRadio, Camila claims that she wanted Drake's name. In her own words, "Because selfishly, I just want to hear Drake on my own album." She goes on to say that it's a chance for Drake to talk his shit, and that like totally puts her in like a rebellious mood, and that she totally loves that she can like do that for herself. I don't even know what this broad sounds like, but she's basically implying that she's just using Drake because of his name. And I predict that many artists will probably start doing this just for streams. The downfall of Drake has started, and he's slowly just gonna become a name that up-and-coming artists fiend for, and not a talented artist with an interesting perspective to offer. Shortly after this announcement, early June came around, and people were sadly introduced to Gwan, Delilah, and just like the tailor-made freestyle, this track was released in an unofficial way. Most people thought that the video was AI generated, including the original creators of Hey There Delilah, who literally couldn't believe what they were hearing. People realized it was real after Drake posted it to his story, and this just further proves the point that Drake is slowly just gonna start releasing dogshit music. Every single time Drake has been mentioned on social media, the replies have been flooded with people reminding Aubrey Drake Graham that he took a massive L, and Drake has even deleted every single Kendrick diss from his page. So that's how you know that he just wants to move on from getting publicly humiliated. I don't think Drake is ever gonna live this down, but I'm Charflame, and I just busted my ass off finding out every little detail in this silly little feud between my goat Kendrick Lamar and the Hotline Bling star. So please subscribe to this channel and expect more high quality quality videos like this. I really hope y'all enjoyed, and have a good one, everybody. Not you, Drake. Fuck you, you pedophile.